Welcome to the government news brief for Thursday, November 12, 2015. In the news, low world market prices affecting rice export earnings, the government says hold us accountable, and preparations for Guyana's 50th taking shape. I am Azim Khan and you're watching the government news brief. Guyana's rice exports increased by 6% during the period January to October 2015. This is when production was compared with the corresponding period for 2014. However, the industry is forced to deal with a significant fall in world market prices that is affecting export earnings and the continued insistence of an oversupply in the market. Shanta Gobadan takes a look at Guyana's rice export.
Guyana exported 437,448 metric tons of milled rice in the last 10 months of this year, representing a 6% increase on the 412,228 metric tons recorded in 2014. But while volumes were up, earnings from the export of rice over the same period declined.
In 2014, almost 30% of the market that we exported to was Venezuela, for which the country and the exporters were receiving higher than above world market prices for the rice and paddy exported there. Currently, whilst our exports are increasing, the world market prices are low, and thus the millers have been receiving what are world market prices.
Since 2014, Venezuela had notified the then Guyana government that it would no longer be taking rice from Guyana. The loss of this market was only made public when the government changed in May of this year. Since then, efforts to secure new and expanded markets for Guyana's rice have intensified. Guyana has now seen an increase in exports to CARICOM countries and to the European Union.
Millers have accelerated their efforts in terms of finding more markets for rice and paddy that is being produced in Guyana, obviously because of the situation that exists between Guyana and the whole situation of us not exporting to Venezuela. So they have accelerated their efforts, and thus more of the paddy and rice are being exported to Europe.
With an aggressive marketing strategy spearheaded by the Guyana Rice Development Board and the private sector, and with support from the Ministry of Agriculture, the country is set to soon secure many new markets for the country's rice and paddy. The country is on the verge of securing the Mexico market. Mexico is a large importer of rice, taking in about 1 million tons on an annual basis. Shanta Gobadan reporting for this government news brief.
Constant complaints from citizens that the police emergency number 911 is not working have not fallen on deaf ears. The Public Security Minister Kemraj Ramjatan told the Government Information Agency that he also is not happy with the 911 system, as we hear in this Shanta Gobadan report.
In a recent interview with the Government Information Agency, the minister said he tested the system by placing 911 calls and got no answer. He said efforts are being made to correct the flaws in the system. This is to facilitate a faster police response to calls for help.
I have tested it a couple of times, trying to call up, say, some stations in quarantine, and it is not nice. The response time is not nice. But that's a problem I'm actively engaged in to resolve with GT&T for purposes of ensuring that our 911 response lines are going to work and work 24 hours full time, and that we are going to have the personnel to answer.
According to Ramjatan, there are some problems that have to be addressed by the Guyana Police Force. Likewise, some have to be dealt with by the Guyana Telephone and Telegraph Company. The minister is engaged in discussions with the two agencies seeking speedy resolutions to the problems.
They have some complaints against GT&T. GT&T is saying that the police is not doing what they're supposed to do and to take care of cost and this and that and whatever. And so a number of these stations are left hanging in the air, and we're not getting this thing working the way it is supposed to be.
The Inter-American Development Bank is expected to fund the setting up of a highly technical command center within the Guyana Police Force. The center will aid in crime fighting by increasing the response time of a crime. The 911 system will play a critical role in this process. For the Government News Brief, I'm Shanta Gobadan reporting.
hold us accountable. This is the position of Minister of Governance Raphael Trotman when he addressed the need for the government to be answerable to the people. Sanika Thorne reports.
Minister of Governance Raphael Trotman believes that the coalition government must be able to withstand public scrutiny. According to Trotman, the government must be prepared to face criticisms and to be questioned. Minister Trotman made these comments while speaking with the Government Information Agency.
The government has accepted that it is better to be transparent and open. It fosters better government. When you allow yourself to be scrutinized, it is sometimes painful and irritating, but it is necessary that you allow yourself to be scrutinized and criticized because it brings out the best in you. And if you're going to hold yourself up as a leader, you've got to suffer the occasional and sometimes very often criticism.
According to Trotman, the coalition government inherited a broken system that it is now trying to fix. He said that the new government will focus on ensuring a system that is inclusive and which provides for the participation of citizens. Trotman said that this is seen critical to the overall governance process.
It is the new way, whether government accepts it, allows it or not. This is the age of enlightenment. There's an information revolution taking place around us. And people are not prepared to be dominated, to be oppressed, to be lied to be fooled. Or even if they're fooled, once they discover that they've been fooled or lied to, they're not choosing to accept it. So a wise government will understand that phenomenon that is taking place. It will facilitate it.
According to Trotman, the administration is keen on adhering to international best practices, and representing the rights of its citizens is one of the many obligations which the government takes seriously. For the Government News Brief, Sanika Thorne reporting.
Preparing drug addicts and other delinquents for their eventual return to society has been the function of the Hugo Chavez Center for Rehabilitation since its commissioning. Another component is soon to be added to this institution's mission, that is to make it self-sufficient, Sanika Thorne reports.
The government is moving to have the Hugo Chavez Center for Rehabilitation and Reintegration become self-sufficient. A program that will see the institution producing its own food was launched recently. This project will see the center rearing fish and poultry, and there will also be a kitchen garden.
Our biggest project is to make that institution self-sufficient. And so we utilize Tree Planting Day to launch that exercise. There is a very large land space there, and we are in the process of preparing that.
The residents, along with the Region 5 Regional Administration, are assisting in preparing the land for planting legumes and vegetables. The Ministry of Agriculture will be providing the fingerlings for the fish ponds.
Presently at the center, we have increased the number of persons there. We have taken on a consultant to look at the programs that can be instituted to ensure that these persons, some of them already have a skill. You go there and they're talking to you about plumbing, and when you talk to them, they were a plumber. We're talking about building some chicken coops to start mining some chicken and so on. And they can tell you what to do because they did it before. They have that skill. Then you have many of them who go out during the day to work in the farms in Region 5. And so they know about planting and so on. So how do we help them to utilize that skill in a more condensed and focused way to enhance their lives? And so we're looking at a program to roll out.
This project is one of the many initiatives that the Ministry of Social Protection will be rolling out in 2016 to ensure residents are equipped to support themselves. The Hugo Chavez Center for Rehabilitation and Reintegration is an institution that provides support to the destitute and drug addicts. Through skills training programs and other programs, residents who number about 66 will have the opportunity to be reintegrated into society.
Preparations for Guyana's 50th independence anniversary celebrations are on the way. It is expected that thousands of Guyanese would be returning home for the occasion. Isaiah Braffett reports that the government is working to ensure that the event is marked not only by showcasing the development of the country, but also by showcasing how far Guyana has come in developing the talents of its peoples.
As Guyana prepares to celebrate its 50th independence anniversary next year, the Department of Culture is ensuring that the best that Guyana has to offer would be on display. According to Minister Henry, the department is pushing for artists to get regional and international exposure, as this would help them develop their talent.
Opportunities for regional participation, that the Guyana contingent is there. When there are opportunities for international participation, that we get a team there. And when there are opportunities to do it locally in country, that we have artists that can go and showcase and perform and let people know.
In August, Guyana took one of the largest delegations to CARIFESA in Haiti, where local artists performed exceptionally well in areas such as body art, dance, and music. CARIFESA is known to bring together the best talents from CARICOM member states. Competition on this stage is of a very high quality.
Similar opportunities will not be missed. So that is the intent. Once there's a skill, once we have people who are in the art, who are up to speed and who can compete or be it just perform at a local, regional, or international level, we will certainly not miss the opportunity to showcase our talent.
In keeping with fostering local talents, Minister Henry calls on all youth organizations to come forward and share their ideas with the ministry. This will also build partnership between the ministry and youth bodies.
That has brought us to the end of this edition of the Government News Brief. I am Azim Khan. Remember that all our programs can be viewed on our website, YouTube channel, and on our Facebook page.